All right, now we're recording. So what we want to do is we want to get into ease, and we're going to find. So this is when we've sent off we've quoted the plans, we've met with the employer, they've decided what they're going to do. We've sent off the ease intake form to the employer, to Warner Pacific. Warner Pacific has built everything out and sent it back to us and said, we're all done. And so this is
Okay.
where we do our finishing touches. And so this is where I want to start tasking you with these finishing touches. So
Okay.
Align Consulting our um, is who we're working with. So right off the bat, we're going to go to our benefits, and you're going to see um, you'll see the old ones that are still available. See, because this defaults to available, right? So once we get to September 1st, these will all become closed plans, and so they'll all
Right.
disappear. So you're looking for these green open enrollment boxes, or that's the 2022 plans. So you're just going to start right from the very first one. You're going to go to documents, and they usually load in summary of benefits and the summary of benefits and coverages. So I like to make this look a little prettier. I like to highlight this here. I like the guy there, right click, copy, edit, and then benefit summary. Boom. So it's just a little bit more obvious what we're looking at. Summary of benefits is we want it to be really specific to the plan that they got. And then summary of benefits and coverages. This is, as you probably know, the mandatory document. This is an SBC. This is the document that's mandatory for employees to open and review. So we go to edit, and we require the employee to review the document. Click save.
Yeah.
So you see this review button here now. And so step one, as we go through all these, I also, you'll see that, and we get into the HMO plans, they have an online provider directory here too.
Mm.
So what I don't like that terminology necessarily, and I also sometimes don't like where they send them to. Um, Although this is exactly where we want to go. So here I want it to say, like, I like to do. Oh, that's not supposed to be all caps. I like to be like really loud, with some of these things. Click here,
Yeah.
benefit summary,
Yeah.
video tutorial, so um, just to make sure that they're clear on what's happening. Click here to find a Anthem HMO provider, and then an extra hint up here. This is a priority select plan. So select priority select, and I'm supposed to do all capitals. Priority select network. So that reminds them again, like, hey, this is a priority select. So when you're looking at this, you need to find the priority select doctor. We're not going to make this required at all. So then now it's a much bigger, better looking link that really clearly says what it is, because online provider directory to somebody that doesn't really know insurance, to me and you, it sounds perfectly obvious what it is, but it's just,
Right.
we can't ever assume any of these people have any real experience with
Right.
home insurance. So once we get into here, we'll go back here. I also want to the benefit summaries to include some other items. So to do this, you would go actions, you can add a document. So if we're going to drag a PDF over to load into the system, we would do add a document. If we're going to create a link, like we do with these video tutorials that I do, we would add a link to it. Okay, so let's just add document. And then we're going to go to SharePoint. And I've already gone to Anthem Blue Cross, small group, because it's Anthem Blue Cross. We've got all these different things. So we go to small group. I always wanted you to reorganize it by date modified, so you're seeing the most recent things.
Right.
And then I'm going to drag this over to the other screen, but you get it. It'll be on this screen here. and I'm just going to take that Sydney app flyer. I always want the smartphone app to be embedded as a link to every single plan available so that they just can't miss it. So we just drag it all the way over until you see how it turned gray with the dotted lines right there. Not on there, on there, not on there, on there. Boom. You drag it right in there. You could also click that browse files thing, and then you could search in the SharePoint files. I find it a little easier just to have, the SharePoint thing open on the other screen and then just taking these things and dragging it where it needs to go. Okay. So then we've got to rename it. I always go, that's a little bit annoying, that loud. I won't go that loud. Sydney flyer. Boom.
Cool.
Now we've got that. So now when these people click here, they go right into the app that helps them download the Sydney app for Anthem Blue Cross. So you'll do that there. And then, so you'll kind of update all of those all the way through, even all the way to, you got to get we're getting all the dental plans too. So forms, documents, click here to find a UHC dental provider. So if it's already embedded in here, they're just copying it from last year. And so you need to just click that. Does this go to the right place? So you're just testing it out. Yes, it does. There's dental right there. Okay, cool. I will check on these video tutorials. You can leave these alone right now. Anna went through and made sure that they either were still accurate or not. The ones that are not, I'll re-record, and I'll be doing them like in the order of the companies that are renewing. So I'm going to go check to see if the Anthem and the United Healthcare plan, the video tutorials still work, or if not. And if not, I'll re-record them and I'll send them to you. So we'll have a ongoing template.
Right.
I'll have it embedded. I'll have it into the SharePoint, the ease SharePoint section, so that you can find it there. But here's the benefit description of the HMO plan. I'm not sure if I think I asked you to find out that is it still the exact same one or not? Is everything the same? So we want to make sure that the benefit summary works still. It should. And so we'll just go through each of the plans and make sure all the documents are in the right places and they're the right things. Some new policies like this Unum stuff, you might not have everything that you need. Although we sent them this stuff. So this right here is not going to work for me because this is I crossed off. This is what I crossed off and everything like that. So I'm going to want to update this document. I'm just going to want this page deleted. So with stuff like that, I'd want you to go back to the employer, clients, Alliant, 2022, and then we have, here, Unum, just 25K life. Let's see. Yeah, so it's that same one right there. So I just want you to go in here and go tools. Organize pages is the easiest way to delete things. And you can just delete that one right there.
Okay.
Hit that delete button right there. So that's how you go through that. Now, once you've got all the individual plans kind of dialed in, I also want you to go to this documents page. Documents is where we can store just a ton of stuff. So this is where I want you to really get into all the different things that they might be interested in. Again, where's carrier vendor docs, Anthem Blue Cross, small group. So also the RX tier choice pharmacy. So I want you to be looking at these different plans. And if you see on the benefits that they have a tiered pharmacy network, so you'll just kind of scroll down We're looking for prescription drugs. And I think Blue Cross now does this with every plan they have. So here it is. So this is telling you that on this plan we just looked at, which is that PPO plan,
Right.
they have a tiered network. So here's a preferred network pharmacy. That's their level A pharmacy, and then their level B pharmacy. So when you see 3 like this, that's going to be when you want to put the network. We want to have this RX tiered choice network pharmacy benefit in there. And what that does is, that's the full one. We don't want that one. We want here's the tiered pharmacy flyer. And this is the detail. This is the directory. This is like a couple hundred pages. This document here just says, hey, listen, level 1 is CVS, Target, Walmart, Kroger, Costco. Level 2 is Walgreens, Rite Aid, Giant Eagle. Here's how you find that pharmacy network. Visit anthem.com, pharmacy page. So this is just a flyer reminding them that they've got 2 different levels of pharmacy benefits. And so then this will be the same thing. We're just going to drag this over, and when we'll have do actions, add document, and then we just drag it in. Okay.
Okay.
So you're going to kind of go back and forth looking at the different things and what plans, what things apply. Now,
Okay.
when you're doing them onto individual plans, this is what's going to be listed underneath the plan when the employees are enrolling. These are what they're going to see listed underneath there. So we don't want to go crazy with like 20 different attachments, but we want the good stuff, the benefit summary, the smartphone app. If there's a tiered network pharmacy, some of the really important stuff that a consumer needs to know when they are going to be choosing a plan. So once we have all that done, then we need to get to our documents page. And here we need to go through, and for these, like this is a pretty old benefit details thing, so we want to kind of look at this. Is this the one that we saw before? It's the same plan, but you're going to verify that. Is this the correct summary? If it is, you can leave it. If it's not, edit, archive document, save.
Okay.
Archiving just hides it from the employee. They don't see it anymore. We can still see it. You can see what that looks like for us. Here's the archive benefits. So in this particular section, I'm going to hide this because we're going to send everybody to the EAP through Unum. So this fitness reimbursement brochure doesn't fly, the flu shot flyer. See, a lot of these don't apply because remember, we're moving away from United Healthcare. So you need to go through here and check out everything that's medically focused, especially when we're changing carriers. You're either going to, if we're keeping the same one, you're either looking at it to make sure it still works, it still applies, it's still the most up-to-date version of it. And for those that, if we're moving away from United Healthcare, obviously how to print a temporary ID card needs to go away. Mail order pharmacy needs to go away. And by go away, I mean edit, archive. Okay. So once you've got that archived appropriately, then you can go back to our SharePoint file and list this tiered network directory. And then when you do that, you'd want to put kind of a note in the description part. This is the full listing of all the pharmacies in the network. Versus if you're going to, you'll also want to put in the tiered network pharmacy flyer. This is just a flyer, a one-page flyer telling you about, generally what the pharmacy networks mean. Right. Load the Sydney app, Live Health Online, anything that is good. Then I want you to go over to Warner, and I want you to go into this document toolkit, document library, effective date, 9/1, that's when they're going to them, Anthem. And then down below, you're going to see these categories, which we've been through this before. So you'll go benefits. I'm sorry, not benefits. Member tools is what I want. And then like the nurse line, like all these that just think of yourself as an insured member with a family. What do you think would be interesting to you? Okay.
Right.
And then you can, once you have those, you'll download these documents. And if you think they're interesting, go ahead and save them to the SharePoint file for that particular carrier. Because especially when we get into the fourth quarter, you're going to be doing this for, we have tons of groups, but there's only 5 or 6 insurance companies we work with on a medical side. So once you save it there, then you're not even going to need to come into here anymore. It's just going to be all in this in SharePoint, and then you're just dragging and dropping, dragging and dropping, dragging and dropping.
Okay.
And so you don't always have to do this description, just when you think it'd be helpful. And I want you to think of all of these employees as the first time they're ever enrolling in benefits, because for some of them, either it is the first time they've enrolled in benefits, or they've never really understood any of it at all.
Right. Okay.
So there's and anything that's in the individual benefit documents should be loaded into here. So in here, we should see the benefit summaries and SBCs and everything loaded into here. All right. So it's a lot of clicking and sorting and stuff like that. But once you get rolling on it, it happens pretty fast. So
yeah,
don't feel like you need to necessarily save this. This was me being a little bit overdoing it, like dental HMO plan benefit details. Yeah, there doesn't need to be any extra description here. We can see what that means,
Okay.
But for the, some of these other things, it is important to load, to have kind of something extra there available for them to review. So
okay,
that's going to be the big thing I want you to do, is just go through all these things. Anything you find interesting, whatever pay forward is, like preventative care, pediatric dental and vision is always a good. Pediatric dental and vision, preventative care, mobile app, plan details. These are the kind of things I always want to see. And then things like urgent care and emergency, just anything that'll help these people be a little bit better, a little bit wiser of a consumer.
Okay. Got it.
And then something like this, WIN fertility consumer discount flyer, don't include that kind of stuff, because we're not sure that the plan that they got includes fertility, or they, whatever. We don't want to show them some discount flyer to a plan that doesn't apply to them.
Right. That doesn't work.
Yeah. Special offers, discounts, and then if we're working with companies that have a population that you think might benefit from Spanish speaking documents, load that in there as well. But for the most part, we don't necessarily need to do that.
Okay.
That is what finishing the ease will look like for you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 100%.